In ancient times, in a city of stone houses and winding streets, stood a grand and beautiful mansion. Within its walls lived four siblings, bound by the blood of their shared father, though born to different mothers. There were the two older siblings, both around 25, and the two younger ones, about 15. Despite the decade between them, their bond was unbreakable, a testament to the love that filled their home. One sun-drenched afternoon, the two younger siblings, filled with the adventurous spirit of youth, decided to venture into the nearby forest to hunt snakes. This was a familiar pastime for them. They were quite skilled. Their quick reflexes and sturdy sticks more than a match for the small serpents that slithered through the undergrowth. They'd often return with tales of their minor conquests, their laughter echoing through the mansion's halls. But this day, their quest for excitement led them deeper into the woods than ever before. They followed a winding, overgrown path until they stumbled upon a remote pond, its surface still and dark, reflecting the dense canopy above. The air here was heavy, filled with the scent of damp earth and something ancient. It was the home of a creature far beyond their experience, a gigantic snake. It was a sight to behold, a creature of myth made real. The snake was a colossal 30 meters long, its scales a shimmering, dark obsidian that seemed to absorb the light. Its eyes, cold and unblinking, watched them with an intelligence that was both fascinating and terrifying. The children, however, were not afraid. In their youthful confidence, the sheer size of the snake was not a warning, but a challenge, an incredible prize. The story they could tell would be legendary. They looked at each other, a silent agreement passing between them, and decided they would hunt it. They approached with the same confidence they used on smaller prey, their sticks held ready. But this was no ordinary snake. This was a predator of immense power and cunning. Before the children could even make a move, the beast struck. It moved with a speed that defied its massive size. In one horrifying, swift motion, it lunged and swallowed the girl whole. Her brother, frozen in shock and terror for a split second, met the same fate moments later. The forest fell silent, the only sound, the gentle lapping of water against the pond's edge. Back at the mansion, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long purple shadows across the city, the two older siblings began to worry. Their younger brother and sister were never this late. A sense of unease settled over them, a cold premonition that something was terribly wrong. They couldn't just wait. They had to find them. Lighting torches against the encroaching darkness, the two older siblings set out into the forest. The path was familiar, but tonight it felt menacing, the rustling leaves and hooting owls sounding like warnings. They called out their siblings' names, their voices swallowed by the vast, dark woods. They searched for any sign, any clue, and soon they found them, small footprints in the soft earth, leading deeper and deeper into the forest towards the remote pond they had never known existed. They followed the tracks with a growing sense of dread, their hearts pounding in their chests. The footprints led them directly to the edge of the dark, still water. And there, by the flickering light of their torches, they saw a scene that chilled them to the bone. 4 large snakes lay coiled and sleeping near the water's edge. But one, the 30-meter beast, was different. Its belly was grotesquely swollen, distended in 2 distinct, unnatural lumps. A wave of horror and realization washed over the older brother. He pointed a trembling finger at the serpent, his voice cracking with grief and rage. You ate our brother and sister." The snake, disturbed from its slumber, slowly lifted its massive head. It flickered its forked tongue and, with a calm that was utterly monstrous, it lied. "I have seen no children," it hissed, its voice a dry rustle of leaves. "I have eaten nothing but the forest's bounty." The blatant lie, spoken over the clear evidence of his siblings' fate, shattered any remaining composure in the older siblings. A raw primal fury erupted within them. Their grief turned to white-hot rage. They would not be defeated by this monster. Their eyes scanned the clearing, and they noticed another snake nearby, even larger than the first. But this one was an ancient behemoth, perhaps 40 meters long, its head resting in the cool water of the pond, seemingly oblivious to the drama unfolding. Fueled by a desperate, all-consuming love for their lost family, the older siblings acted. They let out a unified roar of anguish and determination and charged not at the lying snake, but at the even larger ancient one. Perhaps in their grief-stricken minds, this greater beast was the key, the source of this nightmare. With shouts and tears streaming down their faces, they attacked the colossal creature. They had no weapons but their own bodies, no plan but the desperate need to save their family. They clawed at its tough scales, their nails breaking. They bit down with all their might, their teeth grinding against the unyielding hide. It was an act of pure, hopeless desperation, a testament to the depth of their love. They pulled and heaved, screaming their siblings' names, pouring every ounce of their strength, their sorrow, and their rage into this impossible fight. And then something miraculous happened. As they pulled and tore at the giant snake's mouth, a miracle born of sheer will and sacrifice unfolded from the great serpent's gullet. They began to pull their siblings. They were limp and pale, half dead and covered in slime, but they were whole. With one final, superhuman effort, they dragged their younger brother and sister free from the jaws of the beast and onto the muddy bank. They collapsed, exhausted, clutching the barely breathing forms of their younger siblings. But against all odds, through an act of impossible courage and boundless love, they had faced down the nightmare of the forest and won. Their family, though scarred and shaken, was together again. Cradling their brother and sister, they began the long journey home. Leaving the dark pond and its secrets behind, their unbreakable bond reforged in the fires of sacrifice. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe for more.